Paying attention to the trolls, especially the ones that even name their channels troll. You know, that's brilliant.
You both want to come at me at once? I'll take you both down.
Yeah, we're gonna get into some dumb and dumber stuff.
La vaca. Ooh, la vaca.
Ooh. I was immediately assaulted by him.
Loser, self-abuser.
222-333-444.
Guacamole! Heather Ray TV, oh yeah, guacamole!
I think all the fluoride in the water is doing its job. Douche, you're the douche.
I'm pissed off. I'm just concerned. Wait, I'm confused. What's going on?
So I should you understand, like, if
here.
They're sending emails.
Come on, Luna, you can do better than that, man.
Maybe wizards. You guys should be looking for those.
Reasonable, articulable suspicion.
Picking out the type of condoms you would like to use. Picking out the tampons they decide to use. I live here!
And I'm here for some psychiatric help.
Yada, fake Mike Real News. Do this, do that, keys out.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. I am here with Ironton Auditor. How are you doing?
I'm doing great this evening. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very much. So just a quick disclaimer, I decided to try something different for this live stream. We're going to cut it into 2 live streams. So first we have the interview with Ironton Auditor, and that will run till 8 p.m. And then at 8 p.m., we're going to jump into another live stream where I have some updates on a few Karens, and we'll be taking a look at sovereign citizens getting arrested. All right, so with that being said, welcome to the interview. Now, the reason why we're here in the first place is people always ask me, you seem like you hate all auditors. So is there any auditor you like? And I say, well, I haven't met a good one. I've never seen a good one. And they say, well, oh, Ironton Auditor is good. So that's why I was curious. And I wanted to see the difference between you and other auditors. So why don't you introduce yourself to the viewers?
Well, my name is Terry, of course. I am the Ironton Auditor. And as some of you out there know, I am absolutely nothing like what you're used to seeing. I'm not like all the rest. I'm a bit of an anomaly in the auditing world. And, of course, you know, I was tied with Chile and all kinds of fun stuff. So I'll bow out to your questions, sir.
All right. Sounds good. The Chile questions, I have a lot of them. And I'm sure you might be annoyed or tired of talking about Chile. I could understand, but I've followed the Chile saga up, like, not the beginning, just the middle and the end, right? So I have no clue what happened with you guys. All right, so let's start with the beginning. So what makes you different? Because I've watched your videos. I've seen some cop watching. I've seen you talk to a couple cops. But what makes you different than the usual frauditor that we deal with on this channel?
Well, my assumption is, since I hear from everybody else that they're out there for the clicks and views, they go out trying to create an interaction. I do not. I run a live stream and you see everything as I see it. You hear what I hear. I don't interrupt the police. I don't get in their way. I don't scream and call them names. I do not. I do my best to try to just be there for them to not even notice me, just to watch what they do and let everybody see it as I see it.
Right. So kind of like a silent observer, right? When you're cop watching?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And so what's your mission statement? Like, why are you auditing in the first place? Is it from personal experience? Did the police do you wrong at some point, or?
Actually, when Chile was here, I heard a lot of stories from a lot of people about how bad it was here. And when I heard that, I had to get out there with the camera and find out myself. And so that's what I've been doing for almost a year now.
Oh, so Chile actually sparked your auditing.
Yes, I had wanted to do it before, but I just hadn't put forth the effort. And when he came, he asked me if I would be willing to do it. I said sure. So that was pretty much it.
Gotcha. And so a lot of auditors, now if you do have it, it's not a big deal, but a lot of frauditors are usually criminals. Were you a criminal in your past, like before auditing, or?
Absolutely not. If you run my record, and it has been run because I have done ride-alongs with the police department, you know that they're not going to let you in a vehicle without that background check. You can run it yourself. You will find that I was arrested on felony theft, and of course that was dismissed in court because I didn't steal anything. I have no criminal record before or since.
Yeah. Okay. No, it was just a question. Like, I don't look down on people that have criminal records. Like, Mark from Frauditors Exposed has a long criminal record. It's never too late to turn your life around. So I'm not looking down on people that have criminal records whatsoever, but it's just a common denominator in the frauditors. Now, I heard you once say, like, I don't know if I was on Irish Demons live stream or one of those people, and you were like, oh man, I'm tired of being associated with auditors. Like, it's like, I don't want to have that in my name anymore, right? Or something of that sort.
Well, it's just the fact that the word auditor apparently brings certain ideas and certain preconceived notions to most people's minds. So when they see the word auditor, they assume that I am just like everybody else that they know. So it takes a little bit, for me to be able to change their mind, for them to actually give me an opportunity for me to show them that I'm not like what they think that word means.
Right. So yeah, I've noticed that, because when I encounter a new frauditor, I see they're auditing, I'm like, they're a piece of shit. I don't even need to look any deeper, because so far I've never seen a good one. I guess you are the exception. I've looked at your channel. I don't see any here, let me share a screen so people can see your channel. Oh, by the way, let me link up your channel in the pinned comments. Just a second. And I have quite a few videos for us to watch together. I want your opinion on them. Basically, we're gonna look at the worst of the worst of the frauditor world.
Okay.
And, yeah, it's gonna be a ride. I handpicked four videos that showcase a very, very bad problem in different aspects. So this is Ironton Auditor, everybody. So 4,000.4 subs. So here's his channel. Let me just put it in the pinned comment over here if you guys want to check him out. So before we watch the videos, why don't we talk about the elephant in the room, the trifold maniac. So how did all that happen?
Well, I was sitting here at the house one day, and a friend of mine who knew I was into watching a lot of the auditors came to the house, and he said, there's a First Amendment auditor in Ironton. And I said, really? Which one is that? I only knew a few. I didn't realize the community was as big as it was at the time. I'd seen probably about 5 or 6 different ones that I tried to watch here and there. I was not a complete follower of any particular auditor. I just watched a few here and there. And I found out that, of course, it was, Chile and Delete Laws. I checked him out for just a quick minute. I saw part of the video.
Yeah.
Part of the video about Tim Lyons and Sarah Page. And when I realized, or at least I thought, that he was here to help somebody, I recognized where he was at in town, and I just shut the PC off, and I got in the car, and I went in to meet the man. I figured if he was here to help somebody, that's what I do anyway. I help everybody I can any way I can. I fix broken stuff. I've dealt a little with the homeless and things like that. If I can help somebody, I will. And if he was here to help somebody, I figured I would help him do that. And that's how that got started. I went in and shook the man's hand and thanked him for being here to help somebody, and offered any help that I could provide to him to help him help anyone he could.
Right. So I'm trying to pull it up here on your channel. Hold on. So I saw there's like a 10-second video where you're wearing that infamous shirt, and it's saying "We don't stop." I just want to play it for the viewers. I'm sure you can laugh at it now. Obviously, you're cool with it because it wouldn't be here. We could have deleted it with all this. I can't find it, but
well, I wanted to leave everything that way. If anybody had any questions about me, they can see it from beginning to end. I don't have anything to hide.
Yeah, the transparency. Yeah.
The only thing I can plead occasionally is ignorance, because I didn't know any better at the time. But see, the great thing about being ignorant is you can learn. Stupidity can't be fixed, but ignorance can be educated.
Right. Absolutely. I can't find it, but just to describe it, do you know what it's called, that video?
I am not sure, to be honest. I have so many, and that's
Okay.
been so long ago.
Yeah. I was trying to find in the old ones, but anyways, I saw that was actually the first video when that popped up when I looked up your channel. And so you're there, you're saying like we don't stop. You have the overturned Terry versus Ohio. So how did that thing happen? So what you guys had a falling out, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
guess you could call it that.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mike Cerrone's, as long as he's not insulting people in the chat, he can stay. Mike Cerrone, I just made a video on you on the other channel, the Frauditor Troll clips. If you wanna take a look at it, I'm sure you'll love it. So yeah, you guys had a falling out. So what happened exactly?
Well, he had me, quote unquote, serving paperwork around town and had me going to Cincinnati to file a federal civil rights lawsuit. However, the ignoramus and the ignoramuses that he had supposedly working for him, it didn't take me very long to figure out they really didn't have a clue what they were doing. They couldn't even type an address correctly,
Right.
and they basically were making me look like a fool because they didn't know what they were doing. And when I tried to question them about that, they turned it around and tried to treat me like I was an idiot hillbilly, like it was all my fault. And I don't appreciate that much. And when I realized that, I started to check into exactly who he was because I really didn't know. And that was when I ran across people like Tina Slay Richardson, who set me straight on who Chile was.
Right. So yeah, you interviewed Tina Slay. Yeah, like I said, back then I was just not watching Chile. This is when pretty much our entire community was focused on him. Team Skeptic, Irish Demon. It was the daily Chile stream, and I was not watching it. But yeah, so from my understanding, Tina Slay is someone who lost a child.
Yes, her son was shot and killed by police, and of course Chile showed up and turned it into a Chile fest, and he fed on her pain, of course, and her son's name to make a bunch of money because that's the kind of guy he really is.
Yeah, that's awful. That is just terrible. I'm a parent myself, and I just cannot imagine can't imagine that pain that she must be going through. And then you see someone that's coming in trying to help, well, allegedly trying to help, and yeah, she must have been in a very vulnerable spot. That's really unfortunate. Well, yeah, our prayers to her family. And it seems like he actually tried to do that with a couple more families right afterwards.
Yes, there was actually one out there close to her, Renee Goodwin. He's done that here in the local area in Huntington. He did the same thing with Tim and Sarah. He's very, very much a bully. And if there's some way to come in and exploit whatever's going on to make himself money, that's what he's all about. He wants fame, fortune, and money.
Yeah. Really, really not a good guy. All right. So thanks for answering about Chile. Now, I want to talk about one thing. So from what I've seen in your videos, like you said, I don't see any, if you look in the popular, you see tyrants exposed, arrested, rights violated, and the usual stuff that you would see on a Frauditor's channel. So the way of you doing it is not the traditional way. And, it's a more legitimate way. But as you can see in the numbers, is this telling a story that, if you don't clickbait, if you don't become a big drama queen, you're not going to succeed that much on YouTube, at least in this genre, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But then I wasn't doing this for the clicks and views. It's not about money, and it's not about becoming famous. It's about making sure that transparency is available.
Yeah, exactly. So it just answers our question. It's like, if you do it the right way, you're not going to make any money. And we all know why the frauditors do it. They don't do it, just for fun, because as we have seen, when they get demonetized, they stop instantly. So yeah, I'm going to have a couple of videos for us to review, because as I can see here, all the top videos have to, except this one, have to do, well, these two have to do with Chile, right?
Right.
Yeah. So Ironton Police Department served federal civil rights lawsuit. Was that for Chile as well?
Yes, yes, it was
All,
for
all these
Chile, and
lawsuits?
yes, yes, that was Chile, and for another gentleman here in the local area named Kent Freeman.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so they had you running around just filing these silly lawsuits. That's completely
Right.
ridiculous. Were they paying you?
Well, what Chile did when he sent me to Cincinnati was he sent me there 3 separate days, 3 days in a row, 3 consecutive days. He
Right.
gave me $100 each day. But like I have to explain to people, that's $50 in the gas tank to get there and back. I had to pay like $30 for parking, in the middle of Cincinnati. And then of course I had to spend 20 or 30 on printing, to have the paperwork printed out. So 3 days in a row I did that. I end up coming out of pocket. Chile tried to help me pay expenses. Unfortunately, every time he gave me money for expenses, I ended up coming out of pocket for something at the end of it anyway.
Right. So he did have you, yeah. So you were getting paid, but it's not really like you came out in the green. You weren't like
Right.
benefiting.
Well, it wasn't like I was really getting paid. He was just slipping me some money, supposedly to help with expenses,
Right. Gotcha. Gotcha. The Forgiven Jerry, by the way, the Forgiven Jerry has a new YouTube channel. Go check him out. He says, Ironton activist, hashtag change the name. That is a good idea.
The Forgiven Jerry hates my name. He wants everyone to know that I am a cop watcher and not an auditor. And like I tried to explain to him, I think it's because he has a misunderstanding of what he thinks that word auditor means. Now, people say that I'm not a traditional auditor. They say they haven't seen me audit federal buildings. They just need to look through my videos. I was at the courthouse. I did the post office. I did the library. I did everything all the other auditors do. I just didn't do it like they did it. And it's a very small town, and I don't go across the country to other cities. I stay in my small town. So after I've done it and I didn't get arrested and I didn't have a big reaction from anybody, why go back and do it all the time? I've already done all the federal and state buildings in Ironton, the city buildings, except for the health department. And that's because I have an issue with morals and scruples. I like to do things morally, and I like to try to be smart about it. And the health department is just not a place that I feel an open camera should be. Personally.
So you've done the library. Oh, is it in here?
Sure. Yes, it's way back at the beginning of my channel there.
Oh, here
there it is. Briggs County Library there.
Is there any confrontation, any interactions? Or?
Absolutely not. Other than me speaking to the ladies as I walked past the desk, just showing people the library, that was it. They spoke back, and that was the end of it.
And yeah, post office, same thing.
Right.
Yeah, this is a dilemma. It's just proving the point that without any drama, there is no, it's dead air.
Don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
It's just dead air. So it's unfortunately it's not gonna bring a lot of interest. So people don't want to see. It's very obvious by these numbers. People, and I'm not criticizing you by this. Like, you're doing it the right way, but this just proves that auditing has no future if you do it the right way. If you do it the wrong way and start a fight with everybody, then you can get some views. But when it comes to views,
I guess it depends on what your end game with whatever you audit or however you audit actually is. If you have a goal, or are you just out there to make money on YouTube and become somebody?
Right. Yeah. So what is your goal? What are you trying to change with your channel?
Well, if you notice, my banner has changed from "We Don't Stop" to "United We Stand." And the reason that is because we all know that there is corruption at every level of government, from local all the way to federal and beyond. That much is evident to everybody. It's always, it's always been that way. It's always going to be that way. Those power hungry people are in power, and that's how it works. However, if we are going to stop that, arguing and cussing the cops on the sidewalk or screaming at a librarian or a post office worker is not going to change any of that. If you want to change that, we the people must stand together in this country as we the people. We must stand together, quit arguing about the stupid stuff. It doesn't matter if you're gay or straight, black or white. None of that stuff matters. We all want the same thing. We want life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We want to be able to live and let live. That's what we all want. It doesn't matter where you're from or what you do or what you have done in your life. We all want the same things in life. So if we can quit arguing for just a little bit, and stand together, we can change those things. But it's going to start with the uniting of the people. And that is my ultimate goal here locally, is to get people in this town to come out and unite so that we can change things locally in our city.
Gotcha.
Eventually working ourselves toward the county and then toward the state so that we can work on federal government. But that's a long way down the road from where I am.
Gotcha. I will not deny that there is corruption. Obviously, there is corruption. You know, is it to the level of something you would see in Mexico and, you know, third world country? Of course not, but there is corruption. And, you know, I've always been for the government to be better and to take out the bad apples, whether it's cops or the government, that's fine. My only issue is the way people go about it. So I have no issues with what you're doing whatsoever. Now I'm going to read these super chats, and then we're going to move on to the video part of the evening, where I wanted to review. I have 4 videos here. So Ironton Auditor was able to explain why he does what he does. And now, I don't know if you're familiar with my content, I will get to explain why we do what we do. And so we'll go like that. So first of all, have you watched my stuff? Or
I have seen 1 or 2 videos many, many months ago.
All right. Gotcha. All right. That's cool. Thank you. So Brian Scott Patterson for the $5. Thank you very much. I'm actually an inspector for quality in pharma. None of these auditors summarize, rank, or score their interaction. Just emotional man babies. Absolutely. what we're about to see, you will be proven right, Brian. Thank you very much. Tenkai for the $5. Question for Ironton Auditor. Back when you met him at the time, did you realize that you may have met the most evil auditor that YouTube has seen?
When I first met him, no, but within a week and a half of getting to know him, yeah, it didn't take me long to figure that out.
Yeah. You know, Chile tried to completely obliterate my channels and, you know, completely cut the income and how I provide for my family. Just tried to completely destroy that just because I was making videos on him because I hurt his feelings.
Right.
You know, he did like over 12 copyright strikes on my second channel. He filed hundreds of copyright strikes on the community. His feelings are, you know, they were very hurt, very hurt. And
it seems like we're in a state in the world now where most people are always worried about their feels. You know, if you offend, man, offenses come easy. You know, at what point are we going to grow up and remember what we were told when we were kids? The sticks and stones may break our bones, but your words, unless I let them, can never hurt me.
Absolutely. Now, Conspiracy Music for the $5. Thank you very much. Conspiracy Music with Dog Danger loves Ironton Auditor. Yeah, I saw you on that show. I believe that's on your channel, right?
Yes. I always make the joke. I'm kind of like the super Walmart of the auditing community. We do it all under one roof. And I figure what better way to unite people than through music, because we all love music. It's very healing and it's very uniting. So we have a great show on Wednesday evening. They come over and take over the channel and do their music show from 6 to midnight.
Yeah, I was there Wednesday. I saw you guys were mostly playing. Is it mostly rock or is there other kinds of music?
They actually play through any genre that they can get music submitted from. They'll take submissions from the chat even. They usually play people that you've never heard of. And that's the crazy thing, is we have all these great, wonderful artists out there and all this awesome music that no one's ever gotten to hear. And they found that as they were doing their show, all the musicians showed up, and it was just musicians listening to other musicians' music. And so they started the road show where they could go out and introduce it to different crowds, and that's how they got to my channel.
That's cool. I'll join next Wednesday because I'm actually a musician too, and I have 2 tracks.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have 2 tracks. Here, I'll show you real quick. It's on my other channel, Josh Prime. That's where I put all my music. So it's electronic music. So that's why I was asking.
We even had some submitted by Nick Vogt and a few other people.
Yeah, I've listened to
in the community.
Stuff. Yeah, it's pretty good. So yeah, I have 2 tracks here. So I'll stop by Wednesday. So we'll talk about that off air. Thank you so much, Conspiracy Music. Navy Girl, thank you very much for the $5. I absolutely despise frauditors, but Terry's a good man. He's a genuine guy who I respect very much. Nice to see you again, Terry and Josh. Yeah, I get the same vibe. And I think this next part of the evening we're going to do is going to be really interesting. is going to be basically an anti-frauditor and a good auditor reviewing frauditors. So here we go right now.
Thank you very much, Navy girl, by the way.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to be taking a look at 4 disgusting videos of frauditors. And this is why I do what I do. It's for videos like this. So I will play this and I'll be right back. I'll be back in 1 minute, but the video will play.
This is the fact that you're creating a disturbance or giving customers a hard time and all kinds of nonsense like that. So
I'm not going to sit here answering questions. You just interrupted me in the middle of my video. Now you want to ask me what I'm doing?
What are you photographing, boys?
did he express to you? We're in the middle of taking audio and video. So we're not interested in having a conversation right now. Is that okay with you?
No, it's not okay with me.
It's not okay with you that I'm not interested in having a conversation with you? You're going to force me to? You better take that mask off, a little oxygen into the brain there. I don't know what's going on. You feeling okay? Whoa, what the fuck? What are you, out of your fucking mind, lady? Whoa, what the fuck? What are you, out of your fucking mind, lady? Whoa, what the fuck? What are you, out of your fucking mind, lady?
Yeah, I'm out of my fucking mind.
What are you going to do?
What am I going to do?
You're going to hit me with your car?
Are you out of your mind?
Are you serious?
Do you have any idea that you can't sit there and take photos on federal property?
Why don't you go call the cops?
Giving...
Why don't you go call the cops and I'll show them the video of you trying to hit me with your car and we'll get you arrested. How about that, smart ass? How about that? Back away from me. I'm telling you right now, stop walking up to me.
Back away from you?
Yes.
Get in your car.
Back away from me. Get in your car. Listen to him and get in your car and go home.
What they're doing is constitutionally protected. Get in your car and leave. I almost saw you hit him with your car. I don't take orders from schmoes like you boys.
Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to take orders from you and answer your stupid fucking questions. Get in your car and get out of here.
You cannot photograph people.
I'm doing it right now. What are you going to do about it?
Public.
What are you going to do about it? 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 What are you going to do about it?
All right. So what do you think about this video?
Well, that's an interesting one. I think the
have
pepper
you seen
spray
it before?
Yes, I did see it before, and I think that the pepper spray was a touch overboard. However, I will say she did try to act like she's going to run him over with the car, but I think the pepper spray was a touch too far. I don't think she was quite as physically dangerous as he pretended she might be.
Yeah. So I do understand that he was like, she tried, we could say, yeah, she tried to make it sound like she was going to run him over. Oh yeah, and you don't need to mute your mic when you're not talking. You have no background noise. So she looked like she was trying to, or looking like she was going to run him over, but when she came walking up to him, she was completely unarmed.
Right.
Completely unarmed. It's a 60-year-old lady. What is he so scared of? And this is like, this is just the epitome of frauditing. Like, why was he even, doing all this crap? Like, what is he going to gain from just recording people in public like that? And some people, yeah, we get it. They're allowed to record in public. Publishing it on YouTube's another story. We can talk about that after. But most people don't want to be on cameras. So,
well, they know that, and they know sooner or later, as long as they stand there and are a little cryptic about what they are doing, sooner or later somebody's going to have a reaction. That's just typical in public.
Yeah, exactly. And what do you think of the analogy where they're like, oh, well, when you go out, you're filmed by thousands of cameras, the security cameras? That's the same thing. What do you think of that analogy?
I always tell people when you walk out your front door, pretend like you're on camera all the time. Then you don't have to worry about it because everybody has one in their hand, period. Everybody's got one today. So if you don't want to be caught acting like a moron in public, don't act like a moron in public is my best advice to you.
Right, I agree. But when you have someone that is literally, in some cases, sticking a camera on your face, it's different than a security camera that's used for traffic or security purposes. I think we can all agree, right?
I would agree with that. Typically, that footage doesn't get put out publicly.
Right. And they say, oh, well, I can FOIA it and blah, 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 blah. But it's not going to... It's very unlikely that they'll give the footage for absolutely no reason. And if it is, they might redact it. All right. So I think we can all agree on this video. Let's move on to the next one. All right. Okay. This is similar. I didn't know you did libraries. So I guess we're going to have a interesting conversation here because this is a library audit done wrong. Here we go. Now, are you familiar with the Denver Metro audits?
Only to the point where I had heard that Chile was with him and ended up helping him get arrested. I heard that part.
Oh yeah, he lended his hand. He was like, "Go get arrested," and then DMA, like the dumbass that he is, caved into the peer pressure. It was something else. All right. So, oh, by the way, guys, if you miss part of the live stream or the later live stream we're having, subscribe to Frauditor Troll Clips. We're doing fantastic. That channel is doing crazy. I'm so happy. And what this means is that this whole time, a lot of people were interested in the live stream, but couldn't watch the whole thing. So now that I chopped it up on that channel, a lot of people are really happy with it, and it's showing in the numbers. So don't forget to subscribe. Oh, we have a frauditor here, Upstate New York Audits. I'm actually going to make a video on you. It's going to be next week. Actually, maybe we could look at it later. This guy, he got owned. He pissed off the wrong people, and he got 2 felonies out of it. So, yeah, we'll look at that later.
Folks, you can't be filming in the library right now.
Can't film in the library?
Yeah, and you can't film me.
Can't film you?
No.
How come?
People are...
Hey, what are you doing? Don't talk to me, lady.
What am I doing?
Hey, oh, this lady's assaulting me.
Get outside.
Oh, hold on. The volume. I didn't realize the volume was so low. Hold on.
You can't be filming in the library right now.
Can't film in the library?
Yeah, and you can't film me.
Can't film you?
No.
How come?
People are...
Hey, what are you doing? Don't talk to me, lady.
What am I doing?
Hey, oh, this lady's assaulting me.
Get outside.
Whoa!
Go outside.
What are you doing?
Get
I just said you can't
Get
film
away.
me, and you're filming me.
She asked you not to film
That's
her.
right, and she told you can't film in the library.
On him.
You just assaulted me, man. You just assaulted me.
Unacceptable.
Leave.
Get the
Leave.
fuck out of my
Who's
face.
in whose face?
You
Yeah,
put
you just assaulted
your
me, man.
hands.
You just
Go
assaulted
away.
me. You can't put your hands on people,
You
man.
cannot film me. You cannot
Maybe
film
you
me.
should have thought about
Who
that
are
before
you?
you go and put your hands on people.
I did. I told him no.
And then you went and put your hands on
Should you
people.
call the police?
How
Yeah,
dare
call
you?
the police so I can press charges on you, ma'am,
Yeah.
for a battery. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous that you think you can just grab people, ma'am.
So what do you think of this one?
I'm not sure what to think of that. I guess, first of all, I want to tell people out there, while I'm not sure where this idea come from, that people think that someone needs your permission to film them when they're in public, but that's not true. But apparently it is a common belief and people get really angry. However, it is very easy to disarm the situation when someone gets upset with the camera. I've had this problem out when I've been out. I'm not sure that it appears on my camera because usually those were calls of service for the police department where, you know, like I showed up on scene once where a guy had a gun to his head threatening suicide. You know, I don't post that kind of stuff. but I have had some interesting interactions with people in and around scenes that way, because I was there with the camera. Once they find out that I'm not there for them, that I'm not there just to post their face, that it's not like that, it usually changes the flavor of the whole situation.
Yeah,
So
so
I
you're
think that,
talking about diffusing the situation, but here there's something you said about the people's rights. Okay, so anybody can record you. On a sidewalk, I will agree. The library, we'll talk about that after, but recording you and putting you on YouTube is two different things. Do we agree on that?
I suppose so. Depending
Yeah.
on what you're doing with it, I would say.
Yeah, because YouTube is like, YouTube doesn't abide by the First Amendment, doesn't care. It's a private company with their own rules and policies, and countless Frauditor videos have been taken down through the privacy complaint system. And what the privacy complaint system is basically, if you don't want to be on someone's video and you didn't give consent and your face is there, you can get it taken down, or at the very least, force the uploader to blur your face. So I don't know if you were aware of that.
So I'm assuming that if you fight and cry long enough, you can have just about anything done.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not even about fighting and crying. It's like a click of a button. Basically, if, let's say, let's put a hypothetical scenario. You're auditing a library, and you're not you, because you would just diffuse a situation and not talk shit, but a frauditor, right? And they're like, you know what? And most of the time, the frauditors will not say their channel. They won't say where the video is ending, because they know very well that the person can get that video taken down. But let's say, for example, this lady, she's like, I don't want to be on this video. All she has to do is email YouTube, say, hey, I was in this video. I don't want to be on it. Take it down. And she gives the link. She provides her ID. That's it. It's done. It's that simple. So when people,
if someone were to do that on my camera, then I would take care of it. I would either try to blur it out, edit it out, whatever I had to do.
Yeah,
because I'm not out there to hurt the people. That's not why I'm out there.
Exactly. When that happens, the people have 2 days to either blur out the information or cut it out. And it's happened to massive channels like, Long Island Audit. A bunch of channels have had videos taken down that way or forced to be blurred. So when people are saying, you're in public, I'm allowed to record you. Sure you are. You can, let's say they're on the sidewalk, they can record someone and plaster the picture on their wall if they want to. But putting it on YouTube is a whole different story. And that's why the frauditors are being very sneaky about their video. Like, for example, if someone asks you, why are you recording? Where is this footage going to end up on? Are you going to answer them?
Absolutely, I have. Everybody here knows now. I've been in this town for almost a year, but I've always told them open and up front. I have a YouTube channel called Ironton Auditor. That's where you'll find the footage that you're seeing.
Gotcha. All right.
I have no reason to hide. I have no reason to lie. And it's not the people's images or likeness that I'm after. It's not the interactions that I'm after. I'm there for the public officials. That's it.
Yeah, and this just further proves that you're doing it the right way, because most of these frauditors never say their channel name, because for this specific reason, they don't want privacy complaints. And think about it. What kind of YouTuber doesn't want to promote their YouTube channel? It doesn't make sense, right? So that's why they don't say it. So I don't know if you were aware of that, but yeah, that's the exact reason why they hide where the video is going. Like, for example, I'm Against the Press. He says, oh, you'll find it. But no, you won't find it. I mean, frauditing or auditing, however you want to call it, is a tiny portion of YouTube. So
right.
Yeah. Navy Girl, thank you for the $5. Do you believe that you can be trespassed from public property without committing a crime? Good question, Navy Girl.
Are you asking me that? No,
yeah,
you should not. You should not be able to be trespassed from public property without committing a crime or some type of disturbance. I mean, if you're just walking down the sidewalk, there shouldn't be anyone who can tell you that you can't be there.
I don't think she's gonna be referring to the sidewalk. What about like post offices? Like, let's say there's a frauditor. He's in the middle. He's just talking, bothering the people, not legitimately causing a disturbance, but just being annoying and in a post office for 2 hours, annoying the workers. So should he be trespassed?
I would say that that would be up to whoever's in charge of that particular location. If they feel that that is not a good thing to their business, then I don't see why they would not be able to have your ass thrown right out of there.
All right.
You know what I mean?
So
However, so
can.
it's kind of a tricky question. It's not, you should not be able to be trespassed from public property without committing a crime. However, if you're causing a disturbance, if you're in the way, that while it may not be a crime, if you have really no business of being in there and you're just creating a problem, then yeah, you have no business being there, and they should be able to get rid of you so that they can continue with their day's business.
Gotcha. All right. So thank you very much, Navy Girl. And here we have Arash T for the $5. Thank you very much. Our rights and laws aside, whatever happened to human decency, respect for elders or each other, humility? That's a good question. Good question. And that's the main thing with the frauditors. Is just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And there's a lot of things they can do, but should they do it? That's a whole other question.
It should always come, as I say, with morals and scruples. There should be a certain morality that you live your life by. If you don't, then you should get some. And you should smarten up. You should wise up. You, as they said, you should respect your elders, and not just your elders, anybody that you're around. Those people out there are you, you are them. If you want them to treat you right, it's like the Bible says, you treat others as you want to be treated.
Absolutely. Well said. All right, let's move on. We have 2 more videos and about 20 minutes left. So this is actually, you guys are getting a sneak peek of a video I'm releasing tomorrow. So this is, I'm not going to get political, but David Schuster, and we're not talking about his political views, just the way he sees auditors. So let me know what you think of this.
A San Diego County Sheriff's deputy, and the gibberish begins. The auditor then starts singing in gibberish.
Sharia paret, sharia paret.
So you're just filming here, huh?
Sharia paret, stuperatir, shandushallah herkahama hera, nata hera. You're not a shandular or what a hera. What's the problem? What a merit.
The bewildered sheriff's deputy calls for backup.
I just wanted to see what you were doing here.
Sharia pa, sharia pa. Sharia paret. Bye-bye.
Nothing you want to talk
Sharia paret.
Yeah, and the hose. All right. Okay.
Wow.
So what do you think of this type of auditing?
I'm assuming, I think I've seen a video or 2 of his before. He's a normal American, right? He's just out there acting stupid.
Yeah. He's not disabled. He's actually an ex-gang member. So yeah.
Well, his actions there, I think, seem completely childish and ridiculous. I don't know why you would do that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. So apparently he audited Chile at some point. I heard about that, but I never saw the video. Yeah, it's just and keep in mind, he's not Arabic, he's not Indian, he's actually Latino. So, it's kind of racist too, to just make that accent. And after, if you go further on, he's gonna start berating the cops.
That's all you're trying to do.
Now he migrates to Gonzales 30.
Attorney, now, you tell me where the property line is.
You're on their property, sir.
This is not that property. Property line is here, stupid.
You're on your.
Are you stupid here? Are you?
Oh, and this is a good question I want to ask you. What do you think about these property lines? Like, technically, there's no sidewalk here, so he can't walk on the sidewalk, and he's in front of that woman's business, right in front, right, where her car would come out, and he's like, "Oh, I'm allowed to do it. I'm allowed." And then he does that stupid accent. So what do you think about the property line audits?
To be honest, I've never understood auditing a private business, or a third-party contractor. It makes no sense to me. I don't know what you're going to change, in doing that. It's kind of like the post office audits and the library audits. You know what I mean? So if you're out there to educate people about their First Amendment, the workers at the post office and the library have got better things to do in their day than to listen to you. You know what I mean? Or have to put up with you and deal with you. You know, I think there are much better ways to educate the public on their rights than going out and acting like this, for sure. Now, as far as the property lines are concerned, I don't know. And I know here locally, I know where the public property is and where the private property starts. You know, and I always stay on the public property. So as long as you're on public property, I guess technically you're good to go. You know, as long as you're not in the way, you're not, like I say, you're not creating a disturbance or you're not committing some type of crime, then I suppose you're okay. But that still doesn't give you the free rein to go out and act like a moron.
Right. Gotcha. We have a question here on screen from Frauditor Wrangler. Says, what do you think? Is this disrespectful to the men and women of Muslim faith? Because although he is making up a lot of word, he did say inshallah, which means God willing.
I believe that is being very disrespectful personally. And it's also trying to jerk a racist reaction out of people, you know, almost like race baiting. You know, I don't know why someone would do that.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah, I agree as well, because he threw that in there, and he's trying to, like I keep saying, is like, are you familiar with YouTube pranks? How they used to do pranks where like, oh, they pull chairs when people are about to sit down, or they do these social experiments. The modern day fraudits or audits, whatever you want to call it, they're basically a new wave of prank channels under
a new twist on an old prank, huh?
Yeah, under the disguise of the First Amendment is how I see it. Like,
Well,
for example, this video which we just saw. There's no other way to describe it, right?
Well, I know that everybody who's watched my channel knows not to associate me with people like that, and I hope that anybody here on your channel that sees me knows that I am nothing like that.
No, for sure, yeah. But would you describe what you just saw as something that has to do with the First Amendment or a prank for YouTube?
Well, I suppose the First Amendment is always in operation. Technically, you can say whatever you want. However, you do have to be ready for whatever consequences might come your way. So know that you have free speech, but you're not free from consequences.
Yeah, gotcha. All right. Kelly Welsh, thank you for the $5. I've heard a lot of good things about Ironton Auditor, and me as well. That's why I invited him. And like I said in the title, it's not a debate, it's an interview, because I knew there's a lot that we agree on, so it wouldn't be much of a debate. So thank you so much, Kelly Welsh. I appreciate it. And don't forget, guys, we're doing the other live stream in around 8:15, and that will be a more traditional live stream. I have quite a lot of info for you guys. All right, Tones Overthinks It. Thanks so much, man, for the $10. Trespassing in of itself is a crime. Grounds for trespassing is refusing to leave property upon the owner authorized agent's request. There is a misconception that something in between has to happen. So what do you think about this comment?
Well, I would agree and disagree. If you're in a private business, absolutely. Walmart can tell you to get out anytime they want, and you don't have to commit a crime. They can say, hey, we don't want to service you. Taco Bell can throw you out at any time. However, a government office should not be able to do that without a reason. There should be no reason on earth that you walk into the library and somebody at the library just decides they don't like your shoes that day, or they don't like the way you look, and they throw you out of there without any reason. So I agree and disagree.
That doesn't really happen. It's
right.
It's when the people are recording, and so one of this frauditor, it's like he's bringing his whole house in the library. He's setting up all his laptops, and I'm talking, like he's setting up a whole office in there, right? So, but
as he said, there's a misconception that something in between has to happen. I would say that on, anywhere where the public is allowed to be, publicly funded areas, I would say that, yeah, there has to be something in between. There shouldn't just be anybody with a badge of power to tell whoever they don't want to be there to get out, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. All right.
I do agree that doesn't normally happen. That is a fact. Most people don't just walk around looking for somebody to throw out.
Right. Gotcha. All right. So thank you very much, Tones. I appreciate that a lot. And let's move on to the last video, and we're right on schedule. Here we go. This is the youngest cop watcher in America.
ID.
Technically, right now, they're not requesting a criminal investigation, so we don't have to identify. So we're just wanting to do a barring notice. So
Told you.
I record the cop. That's my first time.
And I will put her video with my video when I upload it, guys.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is News Now Ninja. Today's camera was carried by what I believe to be the youngest cop watcher on the internet today. And keep in mind that during this interaction, this officer openly admits that he knows who Mr. Jeremiah is, but then for some reason still needs identification. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments section, and let's get straight to it.
Yeah, I just want to answer Crazy Clown. Not yet. I didn't find a job yet, buddy. Sorry. You know, I was passing, you know, my CV all over the place, all over town. Nobody will hire me. Okay, sorry, buddy. All right.
Record the cop. That's my first time.
And I will put her video with my video when I upload it, guys.
This is the police here. The police are here. I got subscribers too.
Yep. Recorded cops always, right?
Yeah. Can I get this phone?
Just out, guys.
So, what do you think about 5-year-olds engaging in cop watching?
Well, I'll tell you, Eugene and I, the guy that rides with me, American Pride, Ohio, we were in a situation one night where we saw the police hanging around in a certain area and occasionally using their spotlights. So we knew they were looking for somebody. Unfortunately, we turned a corner and got there way too soon. And that guy pulled a pistol on him. And I thought that the guy riding in my passenger seat was dead at that moment. That is not a safe thing to do. When you're out following the police, you never know what they're getting into. You don't, just like they don't, you never know what you're walking into. And I could not in any way with a clear conscience put a child out there. That is an absolute crazy idea, and somebody should be slapped across the face for doing that. That is not a safe thing to do. Most people shouldn't do it, period, and especially shouldn't bring children into it.
Yeah. And he basically taught his daughter that when you see cops, you need to record. And yeah, this is the youngest cop watcher in America, unfortunately. So the big problem here, not only is this crazy dangerous, it came from a small channel with 13,000 subscribers that barely gets a few hundred views per video, but it got republished by a large channel with 83,000 subscribers who is just promoting this as in this is a good thing. And if let's look at the comment section.
I agree with Roseanne Mossman. That almost falls under child endangerment. It's very, very close trying to put your kid in a dangerous situation like that.
Yeah. It says like, good job, Skylar. Such a beautiful sight seeing this young patriot in action. All the respect in the world to the family and this young lady. The kid cannot possibly comprehend the consequences of cop watching, of what could happen.
Right.
It's crazy. And then I'm not gonna play the whole video because it's vile, but apparently the little girl said they can kiss my grits. And you know, I talked to this guy's to the father of the girl. I talked to him. I confronted him about that. If you're interested, it's on my Frauditor Troll Clips channel. And he said, what did he say again? He was talking so much nonsense. He says he can raise his kid however he wants, and that it doesn't matter if she swears. He's telling me to go suck his Johnson, and then his kid is in the background going, "Yeah, let's do it." You know?
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like CPS was, Big West. It is serious. His name is. Hold on. What's happening with my mouse? Okay. Yeah, it is serious. His name is Auditors of America, LDOF. You need to do videos on this guy, bro. We need more people calling out this child abuse because it's all the time. Like this, apparently they were just at CPS today, and CPS didn't think, they dismissed the case. CPS, look at this.
Have to see you guys.
They're saying they're closing the case.
Going to be exposed.
And in fact, they're investigating people that are reporting this. I mean, what's going on? Like, is this real life? Like, what the hell is going on? And I'm telling you, Ironton Auditor, we're just scratching the surface with this case, because this guy was actually using his daughter to e-bag money.
Well, see, I'm all about safety. First of all, my safety, and secondly, anyone within my sphere of influence, which does even include the police when I'm there. I wouldn't let anyone hurt them any more than I would let them hurt anybody else. And I damn sure wouldn't want a little kid out there. That's just not the place for a child, in my opinion. Yeah, I guess technically he's right. If he wants to raise his child that way, he can do it however he wants. But remember, guys, just because you can do something doesn't mean you're free from the consequences of what's going to happen later.
Absolutely. Well said. All right. And we have Witch of Heart for the $5. Thank you very much. For Terry, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being the wonderful man you are. Well,
Thank you, Witch.
Like you have a lot of fans in the comment section. So let me ask you one final question before we wrap up the interview. By the way, I thought it was great. I had a blast. What do you think of the e-bagging that is usually associated with auditors?
Well, if you've watched mine, you know that I don't do any of that. As a matter of fact, I was on Welsh News Network, I think it's been a couple weeks now ago, in an interview, and I was working on my car, and my brakes needed to be replaced, and he had told people, if you got a few bucks to throw him for his brakes, please do that. And I stopped him, and I said, don't do that. I don't need it. I already have it taken care of. I don't go out and beg money. Now, my people do, they throw me some cash apps for gas and coffee, and they do super chats for gas and coffee. They take care of that. I'm not out there to make a bunch of money. As long as they can help me with the cost of that, I'm great. I don't have to beg for it. My people are awesome. I love them. I have the single best chat on the internet.
All right. Equal with mine. Equal. Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe we both have great chats.
Exactly.
Then.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally agree with what you just said. That I don't see anything wrong with, as you can see, I've received super chats. My videos are monetized. I see nothing wrong with making money on YouTube. It's just the whole guilt tripping. Like they're like, oh, help me, I need money. Oh, I got arrested. You're a grown man. You should have that covered. You should have thought about that before. So
did you know we faked my arrest once?
Sorry?
Did you hear about faking my arrest once?
No, what happened?
Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind and I went to his house out in Virginia and stayed there a few days, and we had his neighbor, who was a sheriff's deputy, fake arrest me. It was a 26-second video, and the reason is because we knew Chile would go live and go crazy about it.
Oh, you baited him.
Oh, badly. It was terrible. Oh, we trolled him something awful. It worked so well. He was on there dancing, almost singing, because he's against torture cuffs and rape cages and cops unless they're on Ironton Auditor, and then he was all too happy about it. So we waited for him to go live, and while he was live gloating, we went live restreaming his live being a moron.
And be like, I was joking, motherfucker.
Right. But anyway, my point is, within 10 minutes of that 26-second clip going up, my phone and everybody connected with me, anybody that knew me was calling everybody that I knew, trying to find out how to get to me and get money to me. Yeah. And that's how the people think. They know that if I go to jail, it's going to be crap. They know that, that I'm not out there creating a problem. So, you'll never hear me begging for money. Ever.
Well, hey, send me the link to that, because I do want to see it for my personal enjoyment.
Well, his channel was actually deleted. He got it taken down by YouTube, and I think that footage is gone forever, actually.
Oh, Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind got his channel deleted?
Yes, he has a second channel, but his main channel was deleted, yes.
Do you know why?
It said for TOS violations. That's all the information I have. I'm not sure what happened.
Okay, and I do, one final question, because you brought up your friend Unchained Mind. When I announced this live stream, everybody had nice things to say, except one person said, oh, he's a flat earther, Ironton Auditor, right? And then someone corrected him and said, no, that's not him, that's his friend.
Talking about me.
Yeah. So Sovereign Soul, does he believes the earth is flat or something?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, that might explain why his channel got deleted. Maybe I missed.
I'm not sure if it was that or if it was, we had a Tuesday night stream that we called Tinfoil Hat Tuesday, and we would just talk about conspiracy theories in general. So we have covered everything from vaccines, you name it, it was on there. So it could have been any and all of those things.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Vaccine misinformation, probably. So do you believe the earth is flat, or?
You know, it's really funny because when I'm over on his channel, everybody there knows 100% that I'm a flat earther. When I'm not there, everybody else knows 100% that I am a glober. And I think it's incredibly funny because I've never admitted it either way. I like to hear everybody argue about it.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I won't argue about it, but I think you're probably too logical to be a flat earther. But I'll leave it at that. That's my opinion. I'll prefer to believe that.
I understand why they believe what they believe. You know, I did trip down that rabbit hole for quite a long time because I didn't understand, you know, how can you believe such things was what was stuck in my head. So I had to dive deep so that I was able to understand why they say what they say and why they believe what they believe.
Rabbit hole.
It is if you get into it. You can be in there a while.
I mean, you can observe the curvature of the earth with your own two eyes. I mean, just look at a boat in the distance and you'll see the top first. I mean, it's that simple. But that's for another time. Mike Cerrone. All right. Gotcha, buddy. Gotcha. All right. Okay, so let me read these super chats, and then we will finish this show, and then we will start the next show in 15 minutes, which will be about, we have info on Karen. We have 3 videos to watch. It's going to be a blast. So Talking in the Art, thank you for the $5. Ironton, like they say, play stupid games and win stupid prizes.
Absolutely.
I think AOA could learn a lot from that. Who's AOA?
I don't know, but I agree with that first sentence. You play stupid games, you absolutely win stupid prizes. That is a fact. That is a fact right there.
Awesome. Oh, and Talking in Art, your avatar, I know you drew it. It reminds me of the artwork, the art style in Salt and Sanctuary.
My avatar?
No, the person on screen.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it reminds me of a video game, Salt and Sanctuary. It's very similar style. I love that game. Debo's Nation Live, and thank you, Talking Art. Thank you for the $2, Debo's. Terry rocks. Absolutely. All right. Isn't that funny? He says with the overturned Terry, and your name's Terry.
Well, I said, what are the astronomical numbers that must have been calculated for him to be on a mission to overturn Terry versus Ohio? And when he gets to Ohio, who does he meet?
Terry.
He meets Terry. Unfortunately for him, it's Terry for Ohio, not Terry versus Ohio.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. Smitty, you get a timeout for saying that. Keep Rudy away from children. If you're going to make an allegation like that, send me an email, and then I'll be the first one calling out Rudy. But we need proof here, okay? We need proof. Like I said, nobody's allowed to just call someone a chomo for no reason. And if you're referring to, the thing what happened with Sean, I was dead ass convinced that it was real. So it's not like I just pulled it out of my ass. So anyways, I'll leave it at that. All right, guys, so we're done here. We'll be back in 12 minutes for the second live stream. Thank you so much, Ironton Auditor. It was a blast.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you to all of you in the chat for watching and all the people out there that support me. You guys know I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right. And feel free to stop by and, have a blast in 12 minutes, where it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a really good one. I don't usually drink during my live stream, but I might have a drink if it gets past 10 o'clock. I think I sure will. All right, you guys, take care, everybody, and I'll see you in 11 minutes.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.